Emmanuel Reynoso makes his first start for I wanted to say Man United there because I saw MNU. For Minnesota United up the Loons during an absolute demolition of Real Salt Lake. So I want to talk a little bit about his transfer in. I want to talk about what he did last game. I want to talk about the future of Minnesota United for this year. Coming in, Reynoso was an iffy DP signing. A lot of people from both the Argentinian side and the North American side were saying that he didn't want to leave Boca. He was lazy. Excuse me. He was lazy, and if his team was getting, beat, he kind of was just not a guy who would work hard for the ball. A lot of that stuff is not stuff you want to see for a big-name signing. So this is his second appearance, his first start, and he put all those doubters to sleep. 19-minute cameo against Houston, didn't do much, of course. He was just getting his feet wet. He came in and played 73 minutes against Real Salt Lake and absolutely ran the show. 1 assist, 2 key passes, 84% pass completion rate, 3 dribbles, and was fouled 3 times. So even though everybody for Minnesota looked really good, this is the first time me watching Minnesota United that I've seen anybody really take over the game, go through somebody since Darwin. He reminds me a lot of Kaku in year 1 when he would just kind of take the ball on his left foot, turn, and play a pass that nobody's really seen at that game yet. He's very calm on the ball. He's good. And he sees these passes, but he also does these little things, right? 50-50 tackle, instead of pulling out and letting the guy go through, he'll just put a toe in, keep the ball moving forward, take the foul, play advantage, just go on. He'll take the ball under pressure, hit a full field switch, release the pressure, and go and relieve everything. Things we haven't seen from Minnesota in a while, and I loved it. I really, really loved it. I thought it was very, very good. Lots of fun to watch. And you could see a lot of people move towards him. He opened up space just by existing because they knew what he could do on the ball, so they thought too much about him. And that opened up space for Molino, that opened up space for Ludd, that opened up space for Gasper, that opened up space for all these players who could do all this stuff. That and the fact that Neta Manua was playing for RSL again. No, I'm just kidding. He wasn't actually that bad, but they played Justin Glad at right back. The RSL are a mess. But I just hope he's not Kaku 2.0 and he doesn't fall off the face of the earth after 1 year. But, Minnesota ran rampant over RSL. But my biggest question is, what are they going to do to address the garbage back line that they have? And I know you're looking at me like, oh, they don't act. Let me talk about something.
I got you.
So they don't, but this year they do. So let me tell you why. Since MLS is back, the tournament. It's like a movie title. MLS is back, the tournament. Yeah. They have conceded 3 goals in 4 games, at least 3 goals in 4 separate games, 2 goals in a 5th game, and then they had the shutout last week. What? This is a team that had, and I'm going to use had as our past tense here, had a defending defender of the year, the reigning defending of the year, and one of the best goalkeepers in the league. Now, they go ahead and they drop, that's a tough name to pronounce, Ranjit Singh.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. And started Dwayne St. Clair for his first start ever. I have put out multiple tweets talking about how poor Ranjit Singh has been. He can't kick the ball. He has no command of his area. He is the exact opposite of everything you want to see in a goalkeeper. Sure, he's a great dude. Doesn't do it for me in goal. Dwayne St. Clair comes in, first start ever. Needs to make 4 saves all night. And I watched the highlights of this because I didn't see the beginning of the first half, so I was watching Red Bull get destroyed. First one is a roller right to him. Good save. Second one, a shot from 30 yards out. Jumps up to catch it, goes through his hands, trickles. To me, I thought it went over the line. I thought it went through his hands, over the line, Sean Johnson-esque. They said no goal, gave it a save. What was the third one? Oh, yeah. He actually conceded a goal on 26 minutes, but it was called offside. And it is just Minnesota's back line for the first 25 minutes of the game before their attack knocked out the other team were awful. They couldn't mark anybody. They didn't know what they were doing. The goalkeeper was okay, not great. And Alonso's running around like a chicken without a head trying to clean up all this mess. So my question really was, you're not getting Tyler Miller out for the year, or you're not getting Miller back for the end of the year. Ike might not play all year. I don't know what's up with him. I know he's got a knock, but I know he's been sitting out for a bunch of other reasons. That's two of your best defenders right there. You're not playing with Jose Aja. Okay. Orlando's best defender when they were 4 wins. And Boxall. I like Boxall. Good defender. But you're playing with Ronald Metnier, who is, and let me put this in your terms, because I know you only understand things in fantasy terms. He's a $4 million defender. He was $8 million at the start of this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. But he's been awful. And Chase Gasper, who's a winger.
Yeah.
And you're playing with 2 center backs, Ozzy Alonso, who has to cover right and left. And you're basically playing 3-on-4, getting caught out all the time. And it's shocking. So, yes, you played an RSL team that was woeful. And you had a very, very good attack. But what happens when you play a team that's half decent? You know, are they just going to toss this season to the side and say, okay, it doesn't matter, like we've all been saying, season doesn't matter? Are we going to toss it to the side and say next year we're going to have Miller, Ike, Reynoso, Molino, Amaria, and Gasper? You Ozzy Alonso, just put that team on paper. That's disgusting. That's an MLS Cup contending team if they're all healthy and perform the way that we know they can perform. But what happens about this year? Like, are they ready to just throw it in the bin and just say, okay, we'll concede 4 goals a game, whatever, because we know next year will be better? And that's what I'm trying to figure out with this team.
Yeah. I mean, like we said before, this year doesn't really count anyway. So, they can use this season and the remaining games if Tyler Miller and Ike and whoever else don't play to look at the rest of their roster and say, all right, this is the plan going forward. This is what we want for next season. Who's going to be there with us? They can try out some new guys in different positions. They can play around with some things and say, does this work? Does this not work? How do these guys look? Do we see a long-term plan with them? But Minnesota, I think, is one of those teams where you can clearly see the pieces are starting to get into the right places. It's just going to be when do all those pieces come in together? So next season, let's say, does Tyler Miller stay healthy? Does Ike, if assuming COVID's no longer a thing, come back and be as good as he was? So I agree. I think Minnesota, assuming they can, get those 1 or 2 pieces back in, will be very good.
All right. Yeah. Like I said, I agree. I think if I am Adrian Heath, if I am Minnesota United, I play every game like it's MLS Cup. But if I lose,
that's okay. Yeah.
Yep. Because we know the big plan, the big game plan, which is different from a lot of other teams that are seeing, I need to win now because this is probably my best shot. But yeah, just it was shocking to me because I haven't had a lot of time to watch MLS recently, which kind of sucks because I get very bored. But I looked up their stats and they lost 5 in a row before that by like 3 goal margins. Like it wasn't even close, which is shocking because Minnesota has such a good attack going forward that they couldn't even break it down. But at that point, they were already out of the game. They probably all gave up. But yeah, that was just my question and my analysis of Minnesota recently, and I'm excited to see what Reynoso can do. I'm excited to see him come in and see if he can start pulling strings for Amaria. That would be that combo can be really, really fun, and I hope it is. I really do hope they can pull some stuff off. But like I said, they got a bunch of other stuff around them that it can do really well. And hopefully it also opens up some time for Metanier. Hopefully Metanier can come back to the way he was supposed to play. Hassani Dotson has looked very, very good. Like I said, Molino has been good. Edwards off the bench has been good. They're good all over the place. Can they put it all together now?